Epilogue from the Spoon River Anthology by Edgar Masters. The Graveyard of Spoon River. Two voices are heard behind a screen decorated with diabolical and angelic figures in various allegorical relations. A faint light shows dimly through the screen, as if it were woven of leaves, branches, and shadows. First voice.
A game of checkers.
Second voice.
Well, I don't mind.
I move the will.
You're playing it blind.
Then here's the soul.
Checked by the will.
Eternal good.
And eternal ill.
I haste for the king row.
Save your breath.
I was moving life.
You're checked by death.
Very good. Here's Moses.
And here's the Jew.
My next move is Jesus.
St. Paul for you.
Yes, but St. Peter.
You might have foreseen.
You're in the king row.
With Constantine.
I'll go back to Athens.
Well, here's the Persian.
All right, the Bible.
Pray now, what version?
I take up Buddha.
It never will work.
From the corner, Mahomet.
I move the Turk.
The game is tangled. Where are we now?
You're dreaming worlds. I'm in the king row. Move as you will. If I can't wreck you, I'll thwart you, harry you, rout you, check you.
I'm tired. I'll send for my son to play. I think he can beat you finally.
Eh?
I must preside at the Stars Convention.
Very well, my lord, but I beg to mention I'll give this game my direct attention.
A game indeed, but truth is my quest.
Beaten, you walk away with a jest. I strike the table, I scatter the checkers.
A rattle of a falling table, and checkers flying over a floor.
Aha, you armies and iron deckers, races and states in a cataclysm. Now, for a day of atheism.
The screen vanishes, and Beelzebub steps forward carrying a trumpet, which he blows faintly. Immediately Loki and Yogarindra start up from the shadows of night. Beelzebub.
Good evening, Loki.
Loki.
The same to you.
And Yogarindra.
Yogarindra.
My greetings too.
Whence came you, comrade?
From yonder screen.
And what were you doing?
Stirring his spleen.
How did you do it?
I made it rough in a game of checkers.
Good enough.
I thought I heard the sounds of battle.
No doubt I made the checkers rattle, turning the table over and strewing the bits of wood like an army pursuing.
I have a game. Let us make a man.
My net is waiting him if you can.
And here's my mirror to fool him with.
Mystery, falsehood, creed, and myth.
But no one can mold him, friend, but you.
Then to the sport, without more ado.
Hurry the work ere it grow today.
I set me to it. Where is the clay?
He scrapes the earth with his hands and begins to model.
Out of the dust, out of the slime, a little rust and a little lime. muscle and gristle, mucin stone, braid with a pestle, fat and bone. Out of the marshes, out of the vaults, matter crushes gas and salts. What is this you call a mind? Flitting, drifting, pale and blind, soul of the swamp that rides the wind. Jack-o'-lantern, here you are. Dream of heaven, pine for a star, chase your brothers to and fro. Back to the swamp at last you'll go. Hilloo, hilloo.
The valley.
Hilloo! Hilloo!
Beelzebub, in scraping up the earth, turns out a skull.
Old one, now ere I break you, crush you and make you clay for my use, let me observe you. You were a bold one, flat at the dome of you, heavy the base of you, false to the home of you. Strong was the face of you, strange to all fears. Yet did the hair of you hide what you were. Now, to re-nerve you.
He crushes the skull between his hands and mixes it with the clay.
Now you are dust, limestone and rust. I mould and I stir and make you again.
Again? Again?
In the same manner, Beelzebub has fashioned several figures, standing them against the trees.
Now for the breath of life. As I remember, you have done right to mould your creatures first, and stand them up.
From gravitation I make the will.
Out of sensation comes his ill. Out of my mirror springs his error. Who was so cruel to make him the slave of me, the sorceress, you the knave, and you the plotter to catch his thought, whatever he did, whatever he sought, with a nature dual of will and mind, a thing that sees and a thing that's blind? Come to our dance. Something hated him made us over him, therefore fated him.
They join hands and dance.
Passion, reason, custom, rules, creeds of the church, lore of the schools, taint in the blood and strength of soul, flesh too weak for the will's control, poverty, riches, pride of birth, wailing laughter over the earth. Here I have you caught again. Enter my web, ye sons of men.
Look in my mirror. Isn't it real? What do you think now? What do you feel? Here is treasure of gold heaped up. Here is wine in the festal cup. Tendrils blossoming, turned to whips. Love with her breasts and scarlet lips breathe in their nostrils.
Falsehood's breath out of nothingness into death. Out of the mould, out of the rocks, wonder, mockery, paradox. Soaring spirit, grovelling flesh, bait the trap and spread the mesh. Give him hunger, lure him with truth, give him the iris hopes of youth. Starve him, shame him, fling him down, whirled in the vortex of the town. Break him, age him, till he curse the idiot face of the universe. Over and over we mix the clay. What was dust is alive today. Thus is the hell-born tangle wound, swiftly, swiftly, round and round.
Waving his trumpet.
You live, away.
How strange and new! I am I, and another too.
I was a sunstew's leaf, but now What is this longing?
Earth below, I was a seedling, magnet-tipped, drawn down earth.
And I was gripped electrons in a granite stone. Now I think.
Oh, how alone.
My lips to thine, through thee I find something alone by love divined.
Begone! No, wait, I have bethought me, friends. Let's give a play.
He waves his trumpet.
To yonder green rooms go.
The figures disappear.
Oh yes, a play! That's very well, I think. But who will be the audience? I must throw illusion over all.
And I must shift the scenery and tangle up the plot.
Well, so you shall. Our audience shall come from yonder graves.
He blows his trumpet slightly louder than before. The scene changes. A stage arises among the graves. The curtain is down, concealing the creatures just created, illuminated halfway up by spectral lights. Beelzebub stands before the curtain. A terrific blast of the trumpet.
Foo-hoo!
Immediately there is a rustling as of the shelves of grasshoppers stirred by a wind, and hundreds of the dead, including those who have appeared in the Anthology, hurry to the sound of the trumpet. A voice.
Gabriel, Gabriel!
Many voices.
The Judgment Day.
Be quiet, if you please, at least until the stars fall and the moon.
Save us! Save us!
Beelzebub extends his hands over the audience with a benedictory motion and restores order.
Ladies and gentlemen, your kind attention to my interpretation of the scene. I rise to give your fancy comprehension and analyze the parts of the machine. My mood is such that I would not deceive you, though still a liar and the father of it. From judgment's frailty I would retrieve you, though falsehood is my art, and though I love it. Down in the habitations whence I rise, the roots of human sorrow boundless spread. Long have I watched them draw the strength that lies in clay made richer by the rotting dead. Here is a blossom, here a twisted stalk, here fruit that sourly withers ere its prime, and here a growth that sprawls across the walk, food for the green worm which it turns to slime. The ruddy apple with a core of cork springs from a root which in a hollow dangles. Not skilful husbandry nor laborious work can save the tree which lightning breaks and tangles. Why does the bright nasturtium scarcely flower, but that those insects multiply and grow, which make it food, and in the very hour in which the veined leaves and blossoms blow? Why does a goodly tree, while fast maturing, turn crooked branches covered o'er with scale? Why does the tree whose youth was not assuring prosper and bear, while all its fellows fail? I under earth see much. I know the soil. I know where mould is heavy and where thin. I see the stones that thwart the ploughman's toil, the crooked roots of what the priests call sin. I know all secrets even to the core, what seedlings will be upas, pine, and laurel. It cannot change howe'er the fields worked o'er. Man's what he is, and that's the devil's moral. So with the souls of the ensuing drama, they sprang from certain seed in certain earth. Behold them in the devil's cyclorama, shown in their proper light for all their worth. Now to my task. I'll give an exhibition of mixing the ingredients of spirit.
He waves his wand.
Come, crucible, perform your magic mission. Come, recreative fire, and hover near it. I'll make a soul, or show how one is made.
He waves his wand again. Party-coloured flames appear.
This is the woman you shall see anon.
A red flame appears.
This hectic flame makes all the world afraid. It was a soldier's scourge which ate the bone. His daughter bore the lady of the action, and died at 39 of scrofula. She was a creature of a sweet attraction, whose sex obsession no one ever saw.
A purple flame appears.
Lo, this denotes aristocratic strains back in the centuries of France's glory.
A blue flame appears.
And this the will that pulls against the chains her father strove until his hair was hoary. Sorrow and failure made his nature cold. He never loved the child whose woe is shown, and hence her passion for the things which gold brings in this world of pride, and brings alone. The human heart that's famished from its birth turns to the grosser treasures, that is plain. Thus aspiration fallen fills the earth with jungle growths of bitterness and pain. Of Celtic Gallic fire our heroine, courageous, cruel, passionate and proud, false, vengeful, cunning, without fear of sin. A head that oft is bloody but not bowed. Now, if she met a man, suppose our hero, with whom her chemistry shall war yet mix, as if she were her Borgia to his Nero, 'twill look like one of Satan's little tricks. However it must be, the world's great garden is not all mine. I only sow the tares. Wheat should be made immune, or else the warden should stop their coming in the world's affairs. But to our hero, long ere he was born, I knew what would repel him and attract. Such spirit mathematics, fig or thorn, I can prognosticate before the act.
A yellow flame appears.
This is a grandsire's treason in an orchard, against a maid whose nature with his mated.
Lurid flames appear.
And this his memory distrait and tortured, which marked the child with hate because she hated. Our heroine's grand dame was that maid's own cousin, but never this our man and woman knew. The child in time of lovers had a dozen, then wed a gentleman upright and true. And thus our hero had a double nature. One half of him was bad, the other good. The devil must exhaust his nomenclature, and make this puzzle rightly understood. But when our hero and our heroine met, they were at once attracted. The repulsion was hidden under passion with her net, which must enmesh you ere you feel revulsion. The virus coursing in the soldier's blood, the orchard's ghost, the unknown kinship twixt them. Our heroes, mothers, lovers round them stood, shadows that smiled to see how fate had fixed them. This twain pledge vows and marry, that's the play. And then the tragic features rise and deepen. He is a tender husband, when away the serpents from the orchard slyly creep in. Our heroine, born of spirit none too loyal, picks fruit of knowledge, leaves the tree of life. Her fancy turns to France corrupt and royal, soon she forgets her duty as a wife. You know the rest. So far as that's concerned, she met exposure, and her husband slew her. He lost his reason for the love she spurned. He prized her as his own. How slight he knew her.
He waves a wand, showing a man in a prison cell.
Now here he sits condemned to mount the gallows. He could not tell his story. He is dumb. Love, says your poets, is a grace that hallows. I call it suffering and martyrdom. The judge with pointed fingers says, "You killed her." Well, so he did, and here's the explanation. He could not give it. I, the drama builder, show you the various truths and their relation.
He waves his wand.
Now, to begin, the curtain is ascending. They meet at tea, upon a flowery lawn. Fair, is it not? How sweet their souls are blending. The author calls the play Laocoon.
Only an earth dream.
With which we are done, a flash of a comet upon the earth's stream.
A dream twice removed, a spectral confusion of earth's dread illusion.
These are the ghosts from the desolate coast. Will you go to them? Only pursue them. Whatever enshrined is, within you is you, in a place where no wind is. Out of the damp, be ye as lamps, flame-like aspire, to me alone true, the life in the fire.
Beelzebub, Loki, and Yogorindra vanish. The phantasmagoria fades out. Where the dead seemed to have assembled, only heaps of leaves appear. There is the light as of dawn. Voices of spring.
The springtime is come, the winter departed. She wakens from slumber and dances light-hearted. The sun is returning, we are done with alarms. Earth lifts her face burning, held close in his arms. The sun is an eagle who broods o'er his young. The earth is his nursling in whom he has flung the life-flame in seed. In blossom desire, till fire become life, and life become fire.
I slip and I vanish, I baffle your eye. I dive and I climb, I change and I fly. You have me, you lose me, who have me too well. Now find me and use me, I am here in a cell.
You're there in a cell? Oh, now for a rod, with which to divine you.
Nay, child, I am God.
When the waking waters rise from their beds of snow under the hill, in little rooms of stone where they sleep when icicles rain, the April breezes scurry through woodland sane, fulfill. Awaken roots under cover of soil, it is spring again. Then the sun exults, the moon is at peace, and voices call to the silver shadows to lift the flowers from their dreams. And a longing, longing enters my heart of sorrow, my heart that rejoices in the fleeting glimpse of a shining face, and her hair that gleams. I arise and follow alone for hours the winding way by the river, hunting a vanishing light and a solace for joy too deep. Where do you lead me, wild one, on and on, forever? Over the hill, and down to the meadows of sleep.
The sun.
Over the soundless depths of space for 100 million miles speeds the soul of me. Silent thunder, struck from a harp of fire. Before my eyes the planets wheel and a universe defiles. I but a luminant speck of dust upborne in a vast desire. What is my universe that obeys me, myself compelled to obey a power that holds me and whirls me over a path that has no end? And there are my children who call me great, the giver of life and day. Myself a child who cry for life and know not whither I tend. A million suns above me, as if the curtain of night were hung before creation's flame that shone through the weave of the cloth, each with its worlds and worlds and worlds crying upward for light, for each is drawn in its course to what? As the candle draws the moth.
The Milky Way. Orbits unending, life never-ending, power without end.
Wouldst thou be Lord, not peace but a sword, not heart's desire, ever aspire. Worship thy power, conquer thy hour, sleep not but strive, so shalt thou live.
Infinite depths.
Infinite law, infinite life.
End of Epilogue, and end of Spoon River Anthology by Edgar Lee Masters. This recording is in the public domain.